You're watching Poland Daily Business Edition. Tonight we will talk about the judiciary system in Poland, very important part of the society system, very important for the business. And we have great opportunity because Judge Leszek Mazur, chairman of the National Council of the Judiciary, is our guest. Sir, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Let us point out to your institution what role plays National Council for the Judiciary within the Polish system of courts and judges.
The National Council of the Judiciary has tasks that are described in the Constitution and statutes. Its main task is to select and present candidates for judges and for the promotion to the President. We are choosing the candidates or those judges who are to be presented to the President from the candidates. The whole procedure is being carried out partly by the courts, and then the files are handed over to us, and we select them in the special procedure. We so far, in the last year of our activity, of our work, we have assessed more than, I think, we have selected about 600 candidates. About 1/3 of this number, about 200 of them, were already given the final decision by the President, were promoted to higher posts or presented to the first side in courts. About 100 are already in the President's Chancellery and waiting for the ceremony. And about up to 300 are still in the final stage of the procedure because those who are not promoted may lodge an appeal, and those appeals are being tried by the Supreme Court. So this is very important. There is about 11,000 judges in Poland and appointing 600 new. Is it above the statistical fluctuation, like people who are retiring from their jobs naturally? Well, actually we have to do with a bit different situation, because fluctuations due to age, illnesses, and coming to the end of the career, and thus creating vacant posts in courts is one thing. The second is that we have some period of when the Minister of Justice did not start the procedure before the National Council. So this number of vacant posts grew to about 800. So we had to deal with with this additional burden of work. But now I think that once this process was started, we were quite efficient in our work. But the problem is that because of the case pending before the European Tribunal, some conventions of judges in different courts try to block or to completely stop this procedure, and this way that they refuse to assess candidates on their level, and thus creating a hindrance in the procedure.
This is an unusual situation. The Court of Justice of the European Union will judge the case against Poland in May 14th.
Yes. Well, in the 14th, there is the second session of because the first was on 19th March, in which we did not take part because the invitation to this session came the day before, so we had no chance to take part in it, and additionally we were given about 2 weeks to take the position. After notifying the tribunal of the situation, we were given the second chance, and the second session where 2 representatives of the council will go and present our position. The position of Poland has already been presented because our chief representatives are Minister of Foreign Affairs and the General Prosecutor. They presented very vast documents stating the position of Poland.
The general position of Poland is that the Court of Justice of the European Union should not intervene into the internal affairs of Polish judicial system because it's simply outside of the scope of the treaties that Poland signed.
Yes, our position is that the European Court has no competence to try this case because the questions of the judiciary belong to the exclusive competence of the member states, among them Poland. That's the first thing. Besides, the points of dispute, of the main dispute, were resolved because some amendments in our law were introduced. Therefore, such procedure referring to these preliminary questions are no longer valid, and therefore this procedure should be discontinued. However, if the court decided to try the case, our position is that all claims and demands are unjustified.
There are also claims about lacking or independence of judges in the current system. How do you refer to that?
Well, this claim is based on the accusation that judge members of the National Council are chosen by the Parliament. I'd like to remind that there are numerous states in Europe in which there are no such bodies as a National Council with a representative of judges in procedure of appointing judges or promoting them. And in those countries, this competence to appoint judges belongs exclusively to political bodies, to executive or legislative. One of such countries is Germany. In Spain, for example, all judges in the National Council are chosen by the Parliament. In Belgium, half of judges are chosen by
So how did the judges
Senate.
were selected before?
Well, I wouldn't. Yes, that's a not easy question to answer because we should go into detail. But I don't think that this is the most important point. Enough is to say that there are numerous countries where the participation of this political factor is much higher than in our case.
And hopefully the case will be solved according to the facts. Sir, thank you.
And justice.
And justice. Judge Leszek Mazur, the chairman of the National Council of the Judiciary, was our guest. Sir, welcome. Thank you very much for participating in this
Thank you very much.
show. And that was it for tonight's Poland Daily Business.